There, at the edge of the light, something retreated. Not an animal. It was a suggestion of a shape, tall and stooped, that seemed to unfold itself backwards into the deeper black between the trees. The beam caught the barest glimpse of bark-like skin, of long, twig-like fingers curling around a trunk. Ben's breath caught. He scrambled for his keys, intent on the truck. As he stood, his light swept the ground near the closest marker stone. It was not a stone. It was a foot. Petrified, tangled with roots, but unmistakably a human foot, fused into the earth. He stumbled back, light dancing wildly. The other markers, each one was a limb. An arm here, the curve of a shoulder there, a knee, all transformed into stone and moss, all pointing inward toward the clearing. The campsite wasn't a ring of old property markers. It was a ring of offerings. The dragging sound stopped. The subterranean heartbeat grew louder, a deep thump. Thump. Thump that shook the needles on the pines. The air grew thick and sweet with the smell of damp rot and freshly turned earth. From the center of the picnic table, a black, tar-like substance began to well up from the splintered wood. It pooled, then rose, forming a slender, shifting column. It had no face, but Ben felt a gaze of immense, timeless hunger fix upon him. The thing from the trees, the sentinel, let out a sound like cracking branches, not in threat, but in reverence. A voice, not in his ears but in the marrow of his bones, in the roots of his teeth, whispered, "The last quiet place. Stay. Be still." A profound lethargy seeped into him. His panic melted away, replaced by a deep, woody calm. How nice it would be to just sit. To rest. His legs felt heavy, dense. He looked down. A grayish patina was creeping up his hiking boots, turning the leather to a stony, brittle crust. He tried to scream, but his jaw was stiffening, locking. He could only watch as the petrification climbed his ankles, a slow, cold tide. He turned his head. The radio in Ben's pickup had been whispering static for the last 20 miles, ever since the turnoff from the highway. The pines of the Black Hollow National Forest pressed in close, their shadows long and skeletal in the failing autumn light. He was looking for the Morton Creek campsite, the one his grandfather had told him about. The last quiet place, the old man had called it, a hint of a warning in his rheumy eyes. Ben found the small wooden sign, faded to near illegibility, and bounced down the rutted track. The clearing was there, just as described, a ring of ash and fire-blackened stones, a weathered picnic table, and the deep, watchful silence of ancient woods. He set up his tent quickly, the nylon unnaturally loud in the stillness. No birds sang. No insects chirred. It was as if the forest was holding its breath. As dusk bled into night, Ben built a fire. The flames danced, but their light seemed feeble, barely pushing back the wall of darkness. That's when he noticed the first marker. Just inside the tree line, a short, mossy stone, vaguely rectangular, leaned at an angle. He walked over, shining his flashlight. No inscription. Just a stone. A little ways beyond it, another. And another. They formed a loose, crumbling circle around the entire clearing. Property markers, he thought. Old fence line. But they didn't feel like fence posts. They felt like teeth. He returned to the fire, unease coiling in his gut. The radio in his truck suddenly blared to life with a shriek of white noise before dying again. Ben jumped, his heart hammering. Just as short, he told himself. He tried to sleep. The forest remained perfectly silent. No wind, no rustle of leaves. It was the silence of a vacuum, of a tomb. Sometime past midnight, a new sound crept in. A slow, rhythmic thump, thump, thump. Like a massive, lazy heartbeat. It seemed to come from deep in the earth, vibrating up through the floor of his tent. Ben lay frozen, ears straining. The sound grew louder, AC.